Hello guys, it's Glurmit here, and in today's video we're going to be talking all about Grand Arena 5v5 teams we can be using on defense. Now this video did take me quite some time to prepare, so if you did enjoy it, please do share it to your guildmates, or even leave some recommendations for other teams that I may have missed out in the comments, because it does help a bunch. And like I said, this video has taken me quite a while, guys, I'm going to be honest. Alright guys, so what I've done is we're doing a lot of teams. You can see the page is quite long. Okay, and we're breaking down each team by different variations that we can be running. I'm just going to move myself to the right here, guys, so you can see all the teams very well. Some of these teams will benefit from data crons. I will mention where, and some of them don't really need them to function. If you're wondering what the number is above each team or each squad, that is the average percent of holds that this team is getting in the past Grand Arena season. Do note there were obviously data crons in play for certain teams then, but for those teams I've actually listed as well the alternative without data crons even being used. So guys, we start off with Ray. Ray is just a staple on defense these days, and a lot of people have her. So what I've done is I've given you guys a few teams here. The one at the top, obviously Ray Ben, Ahsoka Fulcrum, Cal Kestis, L3. This one had a 50% hold rate last GAC. Obviously it'll be more this one, or the data will be more refined because the data cron wasn't out for very long. This is on Ahsoka Fulcrum. Basically the cron is going to be giving her just a bonus turn every time someone takes a turn, and it's just going to cause havoc. Really good team if you have the characters, but do bear in mind you need the relics on Ahsoka Fulcrum, so it may not be favorable. Now if you don't want to run that team, you can also run Ray, Ben, Shorty, JTR and L3. As long as Ben is the lowest health protection character on the team, this will work very nicely. He'll go under stealth through VIP. Then we have Ray, Ben, Cal, JTR and Ezra Bridger, which comes in at a 39% hold rate, but this does include a lot of Omicrons, guys. I don't know if you want to be giving that much up for a hold rate that may turn out to be less than the Datacon investment with Ahsoka Fulcrum. So that's up to you guys to decide. Obviously this number will probably come down once more people are using this lineup, but yeah, this is high investment, but it can work. Now guys, what happens if you don't have Ben? Well, I've got a couple of teams here for you guys. We've got Ray with droids. This is a really fun lineup. Starkiller actually struggles a little bit about this, getting through this team. So we've got Ray, L3, BB-8, IG and Quill. Quill is going to be giving bonus stats to all the droids. BB-8 is giving turn meter. There's tenacity down on this team, there's shocks on this team, there's stuns on this team. It's really nice. This team does work very well. And if you do get lucky, Quill has a revive. Now bear in mind, there are anti-revive teams in the game that are quite common, so it won't always pull off, but if it does, it will cause your opponent some issues. Now the next one is just there. I mean, you can run basically any normal resistance team. I've just thrown Zori in there, guys. They come out about 20% win rate. You're not really going to be doing a lot. Sorry, I meant hold rate, not win rate. But it's not going to be doing a lot. So if you do set this team, don't expect much, but it is there if you need it. Zori's in there for me, but you guys, you don't have to run Zori. Alright, guys. Moving on to the next team. We have Jabba. So what I've done is I've broken it down into lots of different variations, ranging from Jabba with Embo and Lando, Embo and Boba, Cad Bane and Boba, Gamorrean Guard and Boba, for example. You're going to see basically the hold rate is exactly the same throughout them all. The only one that comes in really low is Gamorrean Guard. So guys, I'd say just run any Jabba team you really want. They're all going to be doing pretty well. Just make sure you have a nice cron on them. Bear in mind, if you're going to run a light side bulk cron, which is good with Jabba, because Lay is obviously the key in this team, then you're going to be wanting to run Lando, otherwise there's no real benefit there. Next up, we have Queen Amidala, guys. I've got quite a few teams here. So we have Amidala, Padawan Obi, Master Qui-Gon. They are the trio you need. We've tried Luminara and Barriss. With the Omicron Luminara, it comes in at a 22% hold rate. We've then got Barriss, Luminara. Sorry guys, the first one is with the Omicron, the second one is without. Then we have the team with Grandmaster Yoda and Shakti, which comes in at 24% hold rate. We've got Shakti and Echo, which is quite popular. That comes in at 19%. I don't think that's worth running, but it's an option. So those are the sorts of teams you can run. Again, the last two characters on the team are so interchangeable, you don't need to really worry about who it is, if I'm completely honest. Then we have Leia, guys, and there is one Leia team that just excels above all the rest. So all the Leia teams hold up around about 35 to 40% of the time. So we've got one with Captain Rex, Old Ben, Captain Rex, Mon Mothma, Old Ben, and Ahsoka Fulcrum with a Datacron. We've got Baze and Old Ben, but the best one by a long shot, guys, is Adrad and Jin. Because if you don't know how this works, guys, Adrad still gets his Jin can't be defeated stuff, and it just causes issues. So especially as Leia's gonna be taunting, R2's gonna be stealthing, and the other thing that people won't be picking up on is Leia's team gain mastery whenever you hit anyone other than her, and you kind of need to hit Adrad in order to actually get through Jin. So you're forced to hit the rest of the team, which means you're going to be pumping that mastery. It's kind of fun. It gets very high hold rates, but it is giving up a good team. Next we have Gung Guns. I just put them here because a lot of people have them. It's not got the greatest hold rate. You can set it if you want. I probably wouldn't recommend it if I'm honest, guys, but it is their 16% hold rate. Then we've got three Malgus teams. So the first one has a 20% hold rate. This is the standard Malgus lineup with Sith Assassin in there. Then we have Malgus with Sith Marauder. The percentage goes down by 1. And then we finish up with Sith Empire Trooper, where it goes even lower. So if you guys are going to run Malgus, Sith Assassin's nice in there. It's only for the Termi to gain. Then we have Darth Revan with Savage and HK, which is really nice. And then you also have Darth Revan with Talon and Savage. Two options if you want to run Darth Revan, and maybe you don't have Malgus, or maybe you want to use Malgus elsewhere. We also have Traya, Savage, Talon, Scion Nihilus, comes in at a 57% hold rate. There are plenty of counters for this, but it's still a nice team to be setting. Just very, very expensive. Traya is a great team to have on offense as well. And it is free Omicron investment. Next, we have a couple of Qui-Gon teams. This is interchangeable with Keller and Beck. Basically the same hold rates. So if you want to run K-Beck lead instead of Qui-Gon, you can. I just haven't listed them as well. So we've got Qui-Gon, Anakin, Keller and Beck, Mace Windu, Ki-Adi-Mundi, 25% hold rate. Or you take out K-Beck and put in Grandmaster Yoda, and you lose like 7% hold rate. K-Beck's actually really nice in the Qui-Gon team, and just really nice as the lead. So like I said, you can change it if you want. Next up, we have some Lord Vader teams. Now guys, one of these is actually really, really nice, but it is slightly Datacron dependent unless you have high relics, and we'll get there in a second. So all of these teams, with the exception of one, Bo is just going to be winning with a 15% drop rate. So we've got Lord Vader, Thrawn, Royal Guard, Nightsister, Maul. We have Piet in there. You can also use the Datacron for him, but it won't change all too much. We also have Third Sister in there. That does add a little bit of risk to doing the bow counter. We then have Stormtrooper who can go in there, but the percentage of holds goes down. If you take Stormtrooper up the relic levels, it can still be good, but not really going to recommend that one. And then we have this one, guys, which is really, really good. It is Anti-Mando. Now, bear in mind, GI does have a cron you can use for this. So yeah, you would have wanted that to get the most benefit, but even without the cron, it's still shutting down a lot of the bow team, because if you have those irresistible ability blocks, you have the heals, the cooldown manipulation, Reaver's going to be coming back to life, and if you have a good Datacron on Lord Vader, man, this team can do work. But do you want to be relying on that? I don't know. Then we have Third Sister. Again, this one was a DC. And that's kind of all there is to say with that one. Then we have Adrad. The best lineup I've found is Adrad with Biston, Andor, Urso, and K2. And then we've got a lot of Nightsisters, guys. There's a lot to go through. So obviously there was a Nightsister Cron last 5v5. We do want to try our best not to cloud our vision here in terms of how good this team can be. But to start with, I've broken it down by no Omicrons, Night Trooper Omicron, Morgan Omicron, both the Omicrons, and then no Datacrons at all, right? And then you can see the percentages. So without any Omicrons, it's holding about 36% of the time. With Night Troopers, 46%. with Morgan's 43, with both of them 52. And if you remove Datacrons completely, not even a level 1 Datacron, it comes down to a 44% hold rate, which is still very, very strong. Then we have Dark Trooper Moff Gideon coming in at 13%. But if you throw Enoch in there, you can pump it up to around about 20 to 25%. It will come down when more people use this. So if you've done Enoch for the assault battle and you want to use the good Nightsister team that's listed here, that could be quite nice, because what you're going to see is Enoch's team doesn't really do that much on defense compared to Nightsisters. So whilst it's good, don't get me wrong, you're probably better off throwing Enoch in with Dark Trooper Moff Gideon and then throwing those guys, the two Peridia dudes, in with Nightsisters. Now next up we have Iden. Iden's down here now. I've got her twice, guys. One is just Iden in general, 22%, and one of them, if you have Stormtrooper and Shore Trooper at R7, including Iden, it goes up to a 33% chance of holding. Guys, I know it's not every single team in the game. I really wanted to try and focus on the teams that are excelling, teams to look out for. Hopefully you guys find this useful. If there's any teams you do recommend, any teams you think you would like to see on defense, leave them down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, have a glowing day.